Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Techno Talks here. So in front of us today, I believe we have all of Samsung's case lineup for the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. And today, we're going to go ahead and check every single one of these out. So I do want to start with the more simple ones like the silicone case and the leather case, and then we will move on to the more complicated, or I guess cooler cases, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and begin. Alright, starting off with the vegan leather case. So I do have the black one, and all of these cases, well, almost all of them have multiple colors. And once again, I will have everything linked down below. So again, this is going to be the vegan leather case. And if we do go ahead and open it up, all we have to do is cut the tape on the bottom, which I already went ahead and did. And here is a first look at our case. So taking it out of its plastic or this cardboard piece. Once again, here is a first look at the vegan leather case. So this is in the black color and it does feel pretty nice. Once again, doesn't feel like real leather since it's not real leather, but it is very close. And then on the inside, we do have this nice soft touch finish. So it does have this felt finish, feels very nice and soft to keep your phone intact and also give it that extra shock absorption, plus keep it from scratches. Some cases do scratch your phone even though when they're inside the case. So having this will keep it free of scratches. I'll go ahead and keep that sticker on there for now, but let's go ahead and plop our phone inside. All we have to do is just push down. And voila, so very nice and easy fit. And since it is an official Samsung case, it is to be expected. So taking a look at the back, we do have a complete flat back. So when you do place it on its back, you won't be getting any rocking. Well, maybe a little bit from the top right, but once again, you won't be getting much rocking from this because it does have a complete flat back. We don't get a large lip above the camera lenses, so your lenses might not be protected as well as some other cases with a lip, but once again, since it's still above it, this will protect it in most cases. Moving on to the front, once again, we do have a lip on the top and the bottom. The edges, as you can see, you can actually see the screen when I'm holding it straight like this. So the edges don't really get much protection, but the top and bottom do. So once again, when you do drop it on its face, the top and bottom are going to be the portion to hit the ground first. And so your display should be protected, but once again, it's not the best for the protection. Taking a look at the buttons, we do have very nice buttons. And if we do go ahead and do the click test, very nice and easy to click. And that is because it's an official Samsung case and this is how it should be. Moving on to the bottom, we do have our USB-C charging port cut out and our S Pen cut out. And if we do go ahead and test it out, I do have, my nails are a tad bit long right now, so it's pretty easy to actually access the S Pen. But if you do have freshly cut nails, this might be a little harder because there isn't a special cutout, so it's just flat inside of there. On the left side, we don't have anything, and on the top, we do have our microphone cutouts. So overall, a pretty decent case. Not really much to it. It's just this classic case, a leather case. Really can't do much with it. But again, if you do want a clean look, this is the case to go for. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. All right, next up, we do have the silicone case. Just like the leather case, this is going to be a fairly simple case. And just like the leather case, we do get multiple colors. I did go with this bluish color. And so let's go ahead and check it out. Same unboxing experience. And quickly, one thing before actually placing the case on, silicone cases don't usually last a long time, which is something I've noticed with a lot of case brands, even with Apple's own official case and Samsung's. They tend to not last as long as other cases, but since I haven't used this one, I'm not exactly sure. I did have one with the S23 Ultra. That did last a pretty decent amount. I didn't use it as much as my other cases, so that might be why, but usually silicone cases don't last too long. Taking a look at the back, once again, we do have a nice feel to it, a silicone touch. Because it is a silicone case, we do have this bluish finish. It does look a little more white as well. And then on the inside, we just have this hard plastic. So not much to actually protect your phone, really not much for any shock absorption. And so this won't really get the job done of protecting as much as some other cases. And if we do place our phone inside, just like the previous case, it's very nice and easy to place. Taking a look at the back, once again, we do have a flat back with a very minimal protection for the camera lenses. So if you do drop it on its back, it does lay flat, and we do get the camera lenses protected, but again, not as much as in some other cases. Samsung logo right there, which is the same as the phone, so really nothing extra. On the front, we do get some more protection. The side rails are a little higher than the leather case, and then the top and bottom, just like the previous case, are the highest. So if you do drop it on its face, you're gonna be fine. Taking a look at the top, we do have all of our cutouts for the microphone. On the bottom, same like the leather case, the USB-C charging port, and the S Pen cutout. And if we do go ahead and test it out, very nice and easy to access. So very similar to the leather case, except that it is made of silicone. And taking a look at the buttons, Once again, nice and easy to click. The leather case was a tad bit easier to click compared to the silicone case, but once again, it's very nice and easy. We don't have a special cutout for our speaker grill up top, but the case does not go over it since Samsung has done a great job with the speaker grill. It is super thin. They really didn't need to do anything, and so it's not being blocked. And overall, a nice and clean look with this case. So let's go ahead and move on. So this time we have something a little more complicated. This is going to be their shield case, and as you can see, it does have a pretty nice design. It's a pretty unique design. Samsung has been doing that with their cases. I don't know if I'm in love with it, but at least it's different compared to other cases, and here is a look at it. So once again, this does have multiple colors, and I did go for this grayish color and then designed for Samsung. On the back, we do have some instruction for this. So we do have an assembly, insert the S Pen fully onto the slot, S Pen supported models only, and it shows you how to place your phone inside and then how to actually take it off. So this might be a case that has a really tight fit, and so you might have an issue with that. So opening this up and taking a look at the case for the first time. Here's our shield case, and then if we do take it out of its cardboard box, here is this case. So the shield case, just like the name suggests, I guess you do get that extra protection with this case. It does have a more rugged look to it, and on the inside it is a little softer compared to the silicone case, so you do get some extra drop protection. The case overall is soft plastic, so it's not very hard, except on the edges it's a tad bit harder, so we do get hard plastic here, and then basically the shell and everything else is made of soft plastic. If we do place it on, like the instructions, go ahead and start from the volume rocker and then just push down, which is fairly simple, so you really don't need the instructions. Taking a look at the back, because this is the shield case, we do get this textured back, but it raises the case up just a tad bit more, so you do get a little more protection compared to the other cases, and I guess this is for the shock absorption as well, so probably not only for design. Once again, like the previous cases, the camera lenses aren't protected fully, but because of this extra pattern right here, this does get a little higher back end to it, and so the camera lenses might be a little more protected. Taking a look at the front, we do have an edge going all around the display, the top, bottom, side rails, which is really nice. This is an improvement compared to the other cases, and once again, this will protect you from front drops. On the right side, we do have our buttons. We do have this very nice design to it, so it's flat on the edges, and then it does raise up a little. So the sides are flat and the edges do raise up a little. I guess that might be for some extra shock absorption. If you do drop it on its sides, it will hit that portion first and not the actual side rail. So once again, some extra things added to protect the phone. On the top, we do have our microphone cutouts. On the bottom, we do have our cutouts for our S Pen and our USB-C charging port. And with this, surprise, surprise, we do have a nice little cutout so you can actually access the S Pen a lot easier compared to the other cases. So it's good that Samsung has thought of that with this case, as it is a tad bit thicker. Taking a look at the buttons in 3, 2, 1. Probably the best out of all three cases right now. Really nice and easy to click. So overall, a pretty decent case. Does look very nice and unique, and again, there are some different colors with this, but probably my favorite right now. It's not the most minimal, but it's still very minimal and does get some extra protection with it. So let's go ahead and move on. So now we're moving on to the more interesting cases, and that's going to be the S-View wallet case. So we've actually had S-View cases for a long time, so nothing new, but again, compared to the other cases, it's not as simple, and we do get some cool features with it. I'm not really a fan of the wallet style, but for the people that are, and for the people that do like this always on style, then this is the case to go for. You do get the front protection, so when you do drop it, you'll get some extra protection, but once again, this is depending on your choice of case or if you do like this type of case or not. So moving the box to the side and also bringing the case outside, we do get some instructions on this one, and it just tells you how to actually place the phone inside, just like the previous one. Pretty simple, really nothing to it. It's still a case in the end. And so taking this cardboard box out so it stays flat, I guess. Inside, we do have an extra feature, and that's gonna be the wallet. So we can fit cards inside of there, which is super nice. You can keep your cards in there. And then once again, this is the S-View wallet case. Placing our phone inside, go ahead and push down the bottom and the top, and just push in, and voila. And if we do go ahead and close the case now, here we have our always on display adapting to it. So everything is displayed in that section. And if we do go ahead and open it up, our display opens up. If we close it, we can see the always on display. Once again, if we open it up, voila. So it unfortunately doesn't have any magnets. Samsung has been making this case for years and they've never improved the wallet portion, and that is actually why I really don't like it. It just opens up when you're holding it down like this. And so they really need to make something to have magnets. I would prefer if they had magnets, just make it a little harder to open, but have it closed shut when you need it. And so unfortunately they haven't really done anything about that, and so we still have an S-View case that opens up by itself and really doesn't give that extra protection, or even it's not even that functional in my opinion. Taking a look at the back, we do have a nice flat back, and it does have this weird texture to it. I feel like there's a plastic layer on top and then a soft plastic layer and then a hard plastic layer on the bottom. And then our camera lenses, just like the previous cases, are flat, so we don't get any shaking except for the cover, which in my opinion is very flimsy. This is something Samsung should definitely improve. So on the front, again, we do get the full protection when the cover is in front. We do get a nice little speaker grill cutout so you can actually call while having your cover closed. And then if you do open it up, we do get top, bottom protection, and then our edges are slightly raised up. So if you do drop it with the cover open like this, your screen should still be perfectly fine. And then on the inside, once again, we do have this wallet feature. So closing it up, on the left side, we don't have anything. On the top, we have our cutouts. We do have our cutouts for S Pen and USB-C charging port. Unfortunately, this time the S Pen doesn't have that extra little cutout on the bottom, so it's a tad bit harder to access, but once again, really not too hard. So not many issues with that, but it would be nice if they did include it. And then moving on to the buttons, if we do go ahead and test them out real quick in 3, 2, 1. All right, so buttons aren't the best. This is probably my least favorite right now. This is a little harder to click compared to the other ones. But again, if this is the case type you like, you can go for this. So let's go ahead and move on. All right, just like last year, we do have a standing grip case. This is a little different compared to last year. They did go ahead and move where the grip portion is. And so other than that, really not much else has changed with it. Once again, I do have a different color. I believe there is a blue color, if I'm not mistaken, but I will have everything linked down below. So opening it up, just like every other case, very nice and easy to take out. We do get a nice little pamphlet in there, which we don't need. Move that to the side, move all this, and boom, here is our first look at the case. So we do get some instructions, some pretty simple instructions. Push down the strap until it's secured, and voila, so it's secured, and now we have this grip. And if I do go ahead and take this sticker off, here is a look at our case. So really nice, feels really good in the hand, feels really nice and premium. We do have some branding. It does say Samsung on the bottom left, but other than that, just like the previous cases, nothing else to it. So placing our phone inside, we do have a silicone case. So this is an extra piece to the silicone case. If you don't want a silicone case, then this is the one to go for if you do want this grip. And honestly, it's a pretty cool design. I'm not sure how long this will last because it does feel a little flimsy. This portion might actually rip, but Samsung's made this case. They probably thought of that. But once again, you never know. So taking a look at the back, on the band, we actually have a nice little S logo. So it's actually being cut out a little and you can actually feel it. It's a little raised, but if it were to continue, it would just go like this. And so they're actually cutting it off. We do have our camera lens protection. Once again, we do have a fairly flat back, but because of the grip, it's a tad bit higher on the right side, on the left side compared to the right side, but really not much else to it. Moving on to the front, we do have an edge that goes on the top and the bottom and also on the side rails. The side rails, just like the other cases, are a little shorter, but you will get that protection you need. So once again, our speaker grill up top is perfectly fine. We do have our cutouts for our microphone, and we do have our S Pen and USB-C charging port cutout. S Pen cutout is flat, so no extra cutout like the other case, but still pretty easy to access. So trying out the grip, again, all you have to do is just push down and it does lock in. So I'll be quiet so you can hear that. It locks in right there, and then you just go ahead and hold it like this. It's pretty sturdy, but since my hands don't fit fully, maybe I have to put in 3 fingers like this, and this doesn't really feel comfortable. I'm not sure, the phone is a little bigger in my hand, so if you do have larger hands, this might be a little better, but I don't know, so it doesn't feel the best. But once again, if you drop your phone a lot, if you accidentally drop your phone a lot, this would be probably nice for you. It'll go ahead and keep you from dropping it, and you can also play around with it a little if you do want to fidget with your phone. So that is going to be it for this case. Again, a very nice case, and if we do go ahead and test the buttons out, just like the silicone case, not the best, but still pretty easy to click. So let's go ahead and move on. So next up, we have the clear Gadget case. So this case is going to be a case that I'm using for the first time. I haven't used their Gadget case yet, so I am actually pretty excited to see how this works. And so let's go ahead and open it up. All right, take it out. You do get some instructions here, and then plop the box to the side. Let's go ahead and take a look at this case. So we do get some instructions, but before that, I do want to place our phone inside. Since we do have a clear case, I don't want to have the inside get dirty. So plopping it in, pretty easy. It is a hard plastic case, so I'm not really a fan of it. This won't really protect your phone much, but it still does look really nice. Unfortunately, this doesn't look pretty good either. I don't really like the design of this, but let's go ahead and actually test it out. So moving this to the side, inside we do get another piece. This is going to be, if I can open it, this is going to be like a lanyard, I guess, so you can place onto it. It's right here, so this is what that is. If we do go ahead and put that to the side and move everything else, go ahead and get all the distractions out of the way so we can actually go ahead and test out this case. So plop this to the side, and here it is. So here's a first look at our case. Once again, this is their ring holder, and it doesn't go in any other direction, I guess, so it's only in one direction, but this is for that extra grip. Again, pretty decent, not too bad. It does have this weird look to it. As you can see, it's just this large bump on the back, so your phone does rock a lot. I guess you could fidget with it. You could go ahead and turn it like this. But other than that, I'm not really a fan of it. It just adds too much bulk to it. You could have actually implemented this a little better, Samsung. For a company like this, I wish they did better. But if we do, go ahead and check out the actual feature, which is going to be the fact that you can actually take this out by push and turn, by pushing it and turning it, if I did this correctly. Maybe I did not. And actually taking it off. So you can actually take off the gadgets. We are left with this weird piece right here that is to actually attach the gadgets. And if we do go ahead and check out our lanyard piece right here, go ahead and plop this on. So all we have to do is just plop it on. I guess I have it on now. So you basically attach gadgets to it. I kind of struggled with that. I'm not even sure if I did it correctly. This doesn't really look correct, but maybe this is how it is. So this is going to be the lanyard attachment. You can attach attachments to it, and it's held on by that weird mechanism. But again, probably not my favorite case. It's a little weird. It adds this hump to it, and so it's not very stable, and it doesn't even look that good in my opinion. The clear case is hard plastic, so you're not going to be getting protection either. At least it looks nice. You can see your phone, but every clear case can do that. And maybe this might not yellow because it's hard plastic. Usually the softer plastics, they're the ones to yellow. So this might not get yellow over time, but you never know. Once again, our camera lenses are actually the least protected because I can even see the edges of the lenses. So if you do drop it on its back, because we do have this little bump, it actually doesn't hit the lenses, it hits the top edge and then the bump. And so your lenses will still be protected, which is good to know. We do get a nice little lip on the top and the bottom. Well, like a quarter of the bottom, so it's raised up here and here where the S Pen is. So we do have our display right here and we can actually feel it. The edges, we don't really get any protection, so if you do drop it on its face, it'll be protected, but not the best compared to the other cases. And we do have all of our cutouts. Since the case is pretty thin, the S Pen is easy to access. And if we do go ahead and test out our buttons, in 3, 2, 1. So it's really nice and easy to click, which is a plus by me. So once again, probably one of my least favorite cases, and it's a nice thought what Samsung has done, but I'm not really a fan of this because I think they could have implemented it a little better, and so Samsung needs to do a better job with this. So let's go ahead and move on to our final case. Last but not least, we do have our Flipsuit case. So I've never tried this, just like the previous case. This is going to be the first time, but this is probably the most interesting case in the video and probably a case I'm most interested about as well. And so let's go ahead and check it out. So apparently it has this really nice cool feature where when you do change out the backs, so you can apparently change these back plates out, it allows you to change something about the phone, but we're going to have to see. This is going to be my first time as well, so we're going to be seeing this together. All right, so inside we don't really get much. And if we do plop this to the side, and then take a look at our case. So again, this back plate does get removed, and it does have, I believe, NFC tags inside of it, and that's how the phone recognizes what type of case it is. So you can use it without a back plate. And if we do go ahead and actually test that out, so go ahead and place your phone inside without a back plate. So you can actually do it, but really no reason to it. Just looks weird in my opinion, and the back doesn't feel as well. But if we do go ahead and take this off and actually place the back plate on there, go and place it in, and go ahead and place your phone inside. Here is our Flipsuit case. So, not sure how this works exactly, but this is supposed to transform my always on display. And as you can see, we have a nice little animation here. So depending on the back plate or back cover you place, they have multiple back plates. This isn't the only one. You get a special or a nice little animation that looks like the back plate on your wallpaper, which is super cool. And if we do go ahead and open up our phone, it doesn't stay there, but I believe you could probably set that. But for now, as you can see, it does change our lock screen wallpaper, and honestly, it's pretty nice that we have this animation here. And as you can see, they do move around a little, and that is depending on the case cover that you have. Case wise, it's a hard plastic case. The buttons feel really nice, so I'm not sure how well it's going to protect your phone, but again, the camera lenses are perfectly protected. The back plate is actually raised up, so it's flat and it's raised up, so no rocking and the extra protection. And then on the front, we do have raised edges on the top and the bottom. So once again, you do get that extra protection on the top and bottom. And if we do access our S Pen, which is a tad bit harder because the case is a little thicker on the bottom, we have this, I believe, extra layer to provide that extra protection. Not really sure, but overall, case wise, probably not the best for protection, but it's a nice and neat trick that Samsung have come up with. Something pretty cool if you do want to constantly change your wallpapers with the back plate of your case. I guess you can go ahead and do that, but you do have to purchase the back plate separately. So this is the one that comes with it, and then there are different versions of this back plate. So that is going to be it for the last case. Honestly, pretty decent case. I'm not really a fan of every single one of them. They're weird design choices in my opinion, but they do have some pretty nice and clean cases, which I would actually recommend. So let's go ahead and take a look at every single one of them, and I will go ahead and wrap up this video. So here's a final look at all of the cases, all of them right here. Honestly, my favorite was probably going to be the vegan leather, the most classy case and probably most minimal case, and it just feels really nice in the hand, doesn't add too much to it, and it does look really good. But once again, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and as always, I will have everything linked down below. Also, comment down below which case was your favorite. I really do want to know which one you guys like the most. The worst for me is probably going to have to be the S24 flip cover, or maybe the Gadget case, because it's just a weird design choice in my opinion. And then for the Gadget case and for the wallet case, they really needed to improve this case. It's been years now, and so something needs to change with this case. So that'll basically wrap it up for this video. As always, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and see y'all in the next one.